Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to my channel Green Crystal. Today I'm here with the continuation of the chapter Diversity in Living Organism. So as we have completed the kingdom Plantae, so we will go to the kingdom Animalia next. So the prominent feature or the important feature of the kingdom Animalia is they are eukaryotic. Okay, they are eukaryotic. They are multicellular, heterotrophic, depending on others for the food, without cell wall. Most of them are mobile. Some of them are sessile too. Sessile means they are attached. Mobile means they can move here and there, like all the animals too. Okay. The further classification is based on the type of the body design. Let's move on the page 95 of your book. Page 95, table 7.26. So here, animal kingdom Animalia, they are divided in, firstly they are divided on the basis of the cellular level of organization and tissue level of organization. Okay, whether so in the cellular level of organization there is only one phylum, that is Porifera, and in the tissue level of organization rest all the phylums are coming. So here no body cavity between the epidermis and gastrodermis. Okay, there will be no body cavity between the epidermis and gastrodermis. So here again two more phylums comes, that is Coelenterata and Platyhelminthes. And here pseudocoelom means body cavity will be not exactly there. There is like a little bit like body cavity is present or not true body cavity. Pseudo means false body cavity. Okay, that is the fourth phylum, Nematoda or Aschelminthes, and rest all are coelomate, means they have a true body cavity. Coelomate. Okay, in the coelomate again they will be divided on the basis of mesodermal cells form a single cell during the growth of embryo. So what is the mesoderma will be there? No, means in between middle layer of the derma or middle layer of the tissue that will give rise to, that will form a single cell during the growth of the embryo. Here three more phylums comes. Fifth phylum, that is Annelida. Sixth one is Mollusca and seventh one is Arthropoda, and rest all will have coelom formed from the pouches pinched off from the endoderm. Means like, just have a look over here. If this is the exoderm, okay, and this is the endoderm, okay, endoderm and exoderm. Mesoderm means between. Okay, so here pouches like bags like structure will be there. Okay, like pinch, when we are pinching the endoderm, it will form a bag like structure. So here rest all the formats we will rest all the phylums we will find such category, such features. Okay, so here next they will again divide it into on the basis of having no notochord or notochord is present. Okay, there is no notochord means only echinodermata, and ninth one is chordata. This means there is notochord is present. In chordata again we are divided into these chordata, we are divided into subphylum. Okay, these subphylums are Protochordata and Vertebrata. Okay, these Protochordata means they are having notochord, where the notochord will be present at only one level of the life cycle, means for whole life cycle, at least at the larval form or at least in the higher form or anyhow there will be notochord present. Okay, and but very rudimentary, means like it is not prominent notochord, but there is a notochord. Okay, and here in the chordata, in the vertebrata, notochord is replaced by the vertebral column, like we have backbone. Okay, like how our backbone is, no, like that vertebral column in the adult, means in the larval state there will be notochord, and in the adult state there will be vertebral column like backbone. Okay, so these vertebrata again they are divided into the classes. This we will move on to this in my next video. I'll explain about this. So today from phylum, see these 9 phylums I'll explain. Okay, till chordata. So let's move on to first phylum Porifera, or before that just go to the names once. These are the phylums: Porifera, Coelenterata, Platyhelminthes, Aschelminthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata and Chordata. Chordata subphylum are Protochordata and Vertebrata. So these biological name always tough on the tongue, but when you practice it well, it will be easier for you to remember. Always practice it. Once you practice it, it will be very easy for you. Just revises once: Porifera, Coelenterata, Platyhelminthes, Aschelminthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Chordata. So first we will move on to phylum Porifera. That is the first phylum. Okay, it is the first phylum, and the organisms with holes. Here the organisms are having holes all over the body. Okay, like if this is an organism, all over the body there will be pores or holes. Pore means what? Porifera means having holes or having pores. Okay, they are aquatic, they are non-motile, they are sessile, they are attached like plant. Okay, they are non-motile, they are attached to the solid support, means they grow like plants. Holes or pores are found all over the body, and these holes or pore leads to the canal system. Okay, these holes or pores leads to the canal system, which helps in the circulation of water and circulation of food and oxygen throughout the body. Okay, water, food and oxygen will be circulated from the holes or pores, which gives rise to the canal system. Remember these feature of the Porifera. Then animals are covered with a hard layer from the outside, that is called as skeleton. Hard layer will be covered from outside. Okay, and body shape is vase-like or cylindrical. So very minimal differentiation, very less differentiation we will see in the in the phylum Porifera. So commonly they are called as sponges. Okay, mainly they are marine of marine habitat, and some are fresh water, we can say. So go to the figure 7.12 in your book. Here are the examples. Okay, first one is Euplectella. Euplectella, they are also called as Venus flower basket. How they are, see. Okay, this is the cycone. They are calcareous sponges and they are cream in color. Okay, they are tube like, see how they are. And these are Spongilla. Spongilla are fresh water. They are attached with the rocks and log, etc. Okay, they are also called as sponge, and all poriferas are together called as sponges. So next we'll move on to phylum Coelenterata or Cnidaria. Okay, phylum Coelenterata or Cnidaria, they are living in the water. They show more body design when compared to the phylum Porifera. Here, because here they have tissue level of organization. In Porifera it was cellular level of organization. So seal or cavity is present, that is called as coelenteron. Okay, because here cavity is present but not exact cavity. So they are not, we cannot say that there is a coelom, but there is a coelenteron. Two layer of cells, because tissue level of organization, no, outer layer of epidermis and inner layer of epidermis. Okay, inner layer of endodermis. So some lives in the colonies and form like corals. Okay, they are live in a colonies, means in a group, and some live the solitary life span like Hydra. Tentacles are found near the mouth. What are the tentacles? Let's see in the figure 7.13. So this is the examples for the Coelenterata. These are the examples, 7.13 diagram. So here Hydra, they are fresh water and they are found in the temperate and tropical region. See how the Hydra are. These are the tentacles. This is the mouth of the Hydra. Stinging cells means they sting. Okay, epidermis, and these are the gastrodermis, and gastrodermal cavity will be there. Okay, this is the food from where the Hydra is attached. And this is the sea anemone. Sea anemone are marine and they look like terrestrial flowering plant anemone. Therefore, it is termed as the sea anemone. These are the tentacles and this is the mouth. Okay, sea anemone. Next, we will move on to phylum Platyhelminthes. Okay. Platyhelminthes, the body is more complexly designed when compared to the last two phylums. Okay. They are bilaterally symmetrical. They are bilaterally symmetrical from left side will be same as the right side. Okay, just have a look over here. See, when we have a leaf like structure like this, when one left or right is similar, means left and right together they are similar, totally exact means it is called as bilateral symmetry. Okay, when they are not same, one side is completely opposite to the other side, that is not bilaterally symmetry. Okay, so from Platyhelminthes onwards, all the other phylums will be having this quality, that is this feature, that is called as bilateral symmetry. Okay, left and right will be same. Okay, and they are triploblastic, means having 3 layers of cells. Okay, then some cells are differentiated tissues will be found. Okay, inside outside the body lining, some organs are made, some primitive type of organs are made, and this primitive degree of tissue formation we can say. Okay, we can say in the Platyhelminthes we can see the primitive degree of tissue formation, and no true internal cavity or coelom, means exactly no, there is no particular coelom, or like in Coelenterata there is same, means coelom is not present, but there is a little bit coelom like thing. Okay, cavity like thing. So they are dorsiventrally flattened. Dorsiventrally flattened means top to bottom they are flat. Okay, they are flat, like how the flatworms are, flat body. Okay, so either they are either free living or parasitic. So free living examples are planarians and parasitic examples are liver fluke, and they are unsegmented. They are having the unsegmented type of body. Let's move to the figure 7.14 for the examples. So here 7.14, see here on page number 90. Okay, so these are the Platyhelminthes. So planaria, they are living in fresh water. So these are living in fresh water. They are under the rocks and debris found in the stream and all. Okay, how they are? See, pharynx, mouth and anus will be present here only. Eyes are here, rudimentary eyes, and these are branched gastrovascular cavity will be there. Okay, not exactly cavity, but cavity like thing. And here these are the liver flukes. Liver flukes, they are capable of moving along with the blood circulation. Okay, these liver flukes, they are moving along with the blood circulation in human and other mammals also, and they are as the name only shows, they are living in the liver, bile duct, gallbladder, etc. Okay, and these are the tapeworms. They are ribbon like, long, and they are found in the digestive tract of the vertebrata. Okay, in the phylum Vertebrata, digestive tract they will be found, and their scientific name is Cystoda. How long they are, see. Okay, so next phylum is Nematoda. Phylum Nematoda, also called as Aschelminthes. Okay, also called as Aschelminthes. Again, they are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic. Body is cylindrical here. Last it was flattened, no, dorsiventrally, but here it is cylindrical. Body is again unsegmented. Tissues are present, no real organs are formed, and pseudocoelom. Okay, a sort of body cavity like thing will be there, not exact body cavity again. And they are parasitic, causing diseases. Okay, they are causing diseases, very harmful. Elephantiasis by the filarial worm, and roundworm or pinworm in the intestine is a famous example of this. So here just see on in the figure 7.15. Okay, nematodas or Aschelminthes. So this is the Ascaris. Ascaris are also called as roundworms. Okay, when they means why they are called as roundworms, you know, when we are seeing in the microscope they look like ring. They are seen like a ring. That's why they are always called as this roundworm. Okay, these are the Wucheria. Wucheria found in the lymph nodes of the human. Okay, they are found in the lymph nodes of the human, and these are also called as filariasis, and this is the reason of causing the elephant-like leg. Okay, elephantiasis disease is there, no? That is also called, disease is also called as filariasis, and this worm is called as filarial worm. Okay, filarial worm, and disease is filariasis or elephantiasis. Okay, let's move on to the phylum Annelida. So these Annelida are segmented. Again, new feature here. Okay, they are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, same qualities. Okay, and they're having true body cavity. Two new features: segmented, having true body cavity or coelom, and true organs are formed and packaged. These organs are packaged in the body structure only, and there will be extensive organ differentiation in the Annelida. Okay, and their segmented pattern, see segments, these are the segmentation will be there, pieces, and these segments are lined up from the head to tail, one after the other. Okay, habitats are of variety from fresh water to marine water and also on the land, and they are commonly called as worms. So about Annelida, it is famous that they are found from the deepest marine sediments to the city, parks, yards, etc. Just remember about Annelida, it is famous that they are found from the deepest marine sediments to the city, parks and yards, etc. Let's move to the examples, that is 7.16 diagrams. So these are the examples, 7.16, Nereis. These Nereis are also called as ragworms. Okay, Nereis are also called as ragworms. They are they are dangerous to touch as they give a long lasting burn like sensation, and they are also called as scamworm. They are found in the they are aquatic. Okay, and these are the earthworm. Earthworm is also called as farmer's friend, right? Why they are called as farmer's friend? They live on the land and they loosens the soil. Whatever the microbes are present in the soil, they eat up the microbes present in the soil, microorganisms, and they, in this eating process, they are loosening the soil, and this loosening of soil is beneficial for the farmers. Okay, that's why these earthworms are called as farmer's friend. Now next one is leeches. Leeches, they are found in the ocean and moist lands, and they attached, means when they come in contact with the body of any organism, they attach to the body, and their bite is not like danger, but it is not painful, but it is like irritating when they are not causing any diseases also, but they suck blood. Okay, so next we will move on to sixth phylum, that is Arthropoda. Arthropoda name only shows arthro means, see here, jointed legs. Okay, having jointed legs. Arthropoda having jointed legs, and this is one of the largest group of animal kingdom which include the terrestrial, aquatic and aerial habitat. Okay, terrestrial habitats, aquatic habitats and aerial habitats also. They are bilaterally symmetrical, they are segmented, open circulatory system, new feature here in Arthropoda. Jointed leg is one new feature, and one new feature is open circulatory system. Blood does not flow in well-defined blood vessel, but in the coelomic cavity. In the blood, means whatever the coelomic cavity is there, no, that body cavity that is filled with blood. They have jointed legs or appendages. Arthro means jointed and poda means legs or appendages. They have exoskeleton also outside their body. Let's move on to the diagrams. 7.17. See here, these are the examples. See, these are the prawns. Okay, prawns, and this palemon and scorpion, and these are the spiders. Okay, Araneae spiders. We know this where they are living. Terrestrial, aquatic and aerial. They are also aquatic, aerial, and these are centipedes, very dangerous to touch and they bite and run, bite and run, right? Okay, so these are the very common examples of phylum Arthropoda. Next, we will move on to the mollusca. Okay, in mollusca, mollis means what? Soft. Mollis means soft. They are bilaterally symmetrical and coelomic cavity is reduced again here, and they are found in the fresh water and also in the marine water habitat. Okay, little segmentation will be found. Okay, there is a little bit segmentation will be there, and open circulatory system also have, they also have the kidney. New feature here, they also have the kidney like organs for the excretion, not exactly kidney but kidney like organs for the excretion. A foot is also present for the movement of the animal, and body is covered by hard exoskeleton, shells or chitons, and the body is much softer like mass. Okay, that's why they are called as molluscans. So molluscans example we will see in the figure 7.18. So see here, these are the molluscans. First example is chiton. Chiton is oval, flattened like, okay, flat oval body with shells, and these shells are overlapping one after the other. See, these are the shells overlapping, and this is the octopus. Octopus means, as the name only shows, having 8 legs. Okay, 8 limbs, and they are soft body. Okay, it is said that octopus are having 2 hearts and 9 brains to control 8 legs plus 1 head. Total 9 brains will be there, and blue blood they are having. Okay, when somebody is touching them, when they are in like danger, and when they try to hunt other organism, they are just spilling out like a blue ink like thing, so that nobody can see them and they can do whatever they want easily. Okay, and this is the pila. There are found the freshwater snail. Snails will be seen, no? Okay, that is called as pila. And this is the unio. They are also found in freshwater. That is also called as mussels. See here, foot, 1 foot, no? Okay, next we'll move on to the phylum Echinodermata. So this is the phylum Echinodermata. Echino and dermata means, derma means skin, echino means hedgehog or spiny body. Okay, spiny skinned organism they are. Echinodermata are the spiny skinned organism. Okay, they are exclusively they are free living marine animals. They are nowhere, they are found only in marine water. They are found only in marine water. Okay, they are triploblastic, have coelomic cavity and peculiar water driven tube system for the movement. Peculiar means special type of water driven tube system, tube like system will be there. See in the diagrams here. Okay, tubes will be there all over the body, and these tubes like structure from where the water will be driven, water will be moving, and which help in the movement of the organism. They are aquatic, no, they are marine. Okay, so hard calcium carbonate structure or skeleton will be present. Calcium carbonate structure will be present on the outer side of the body. They are like star-like, spherical or elongated. Okay, they are star-like, spherical or elongated. Let's see the examples in figure diagram 7.19. Okay, so here first one is like this Antedon. Okay, Antedon, they are also called as feathered star, and they are also called as sea lily. They are found in the seabed. Okay, and this is the Holothuria or sea cucumber. They are found in the coastal water in tropical and temperate region. Okay, cucumber like shape. Okay, and this one is Echinus or sea urchin. This sea urchin is found, they are typically spiny globular structure found in the seabed. Found in the seabed, found in the seabed, found in the coastal area, and these also starfish Asteraceae are also found in the coastal area. They are also called as sea star, brittle star, basket flower, basket star, etc. Okay, so these are the 9 phylums. Which are the 9 phylums? Just call out the names. So phylum, we'll move on to the phylum 1. See here, these are the phylum: Porifera, Coelenterata, Platyhelminthes, Aschelminthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata and Chordata. So these two subphylums of the Chordata and Chordata together we will do in the next video. So till then, Jazakallah khair for watching. Allah Hafiz. Wait for my next video for the Chordata and its subphylum and also the Vertebrata and its classes. Allah Hafiz. Once again, Jazakallah khair.